end zone. He's got Simpkins bought in for the touchdown. Deshaun Simpkins with the snag.
Looking left to Sims Marshall. Home run down for Jalen Marshall. He's got a touchdown.
Week 3 finds us out in Trenton for a second helping of high school football action. After downing perennial power Alter last week, Baden looks to keep things rolling as they host Chaminade Julienne, Rams and Eagles on a Saturday night here on Chatterbox Live. Good evening, sports fans. Nathaniel Hipsley and Reed Mouse coming to you from Kumler Field, home of the Edgewood Cougars. And we have a good one here tonight. Two GCL powers facing off in Baden and Chaminade Julienne.
Yeah, this is two teams that both are coming into this game with something to prove. You know, Chaminade Julienne, of course, were on the doorsteps of going 2-0 last week. Then they fumbled a snap in victory formation, end up losing to Carroll. And then for Baden, this is the only team in the GCL that they didn't beat last year. They ran through the rest of the league, but they went up to Dayton around week 7 and, hung up an L. So these are two different teams coming in with two things to prove. It's going to be a fantastic night for football.
As you mentioned, there's been some trouble for Baden against Chaminade under Nick Yorty. And that's not to say that he hasn't been great against them, but a 1-2 record, and that's something that he would certainly like to correct here this evening. Last week, they were able against Alter to reverse the tide a little bit. They won twice against Alter last season, and now with that victory over the Knights last week, Yorty has a winning record against a GCL rival that for a long time had been in favor of the Knights. So looking to do the same thing here tonight and even the series score with Chaminade.
Yeah, there's been a few pests in Baden's side, through the past decade plus. The biggest being Alter. They seem to have overcome that. For a while, it was Fenwick and McNick, and then CJ was right there with them, every single game, no matter on who was favored, who had the best team on the roster per se. It's going to be a knockout, drag-em-out football game every single time these two teams play. And we're going to see the same thing tonight. A lot of talk has been talked about this Baden team coming into tonight's game, especially after CJ's first 2 weeks, saying, I've been hearing a lot of people going, Baden should probably take care of this one fairly easily. I don't see it going that way at all. CJ always a fantastic football team, always have great athletes that can punish you pretty much any way on the field.
Chaminade definitely this season a younger squad coming in than they have been in years past. Lost 21 seniors in the off-season, and this isn't your normal group of seniors. They had playmakers all over the ball, from Markel and Marquise Henry to Ryan Miner. They had plenty of different guys on that team that you have to think out here tonight they're looking to figure out who are going to be those next men up. And that'll be for Marcus Colvin to decide in his 9th year as the head coach of the Eagles.
Yeah, as you mentioned, they graduated a very talented team. One of the big pieces of that, Ryan Miner, the quarterback. Of course, they had a fantastic slew of running backs to go along with it. And that's the difference to me between last year's team and this year's team. That run game. You look through the first 2 games, and it's been practically non-existent. Luke Chandler, the quarterback, has been doing most of the damage, both through the air and on with his legs. I think he's leading the team in rushing yards. If not, he's right there. And that's what's going to be the key for them tonight. Very early on, setting up that run game to, open up the rest of the field for them.
Chaminade Julienne will receive this kick. Baden won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. And so a couple of men back for the Eagles. Keon Owings along with DeJuan Lamb.
Yeah, Keon Owings is going to be the target for a lot of playmaking opportunities throughout this game. Receiving, rushing, and of course you see him as the return man. He's just an athlete, and he's going to pose a lot of problems for Baden.
Schweinefus kicks it away. Keon Owens comes under it at the 12. Running towards the right, and he'll be dragged down at about the 30-yard line.
So like I mentioned, I want to see if CJ can very early on push this Badin defense off the ball and get a little breathing room on the run game. Now, this Badin team has not even given up 20 points this season so far. They've given up 12 and 7. And a big part of that is that defensive line, Jaden Carter, Hunter Harrison. If CJ can push them off the line very early, set a precedent, they'll be in a good shape.
See what the Eagles are able to do here on 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Chandler looks to throw on first down, hits Owens, and he will have enough for a fresh set of downs.
Just coming out of that pistol formation and hitting Owens on the out route very early on, getting the first down. And like I said, CJ, I think a key for them is to get that rushing game open. But anytime they're out on the field, one thing that they're going to more than likely have the advantage in, and that is athletes. And they can do things on the perimeter. That's been kind of their MO for years.
Mentioned that Chaminade Julienne is a younger team, especially this year. Owens, as a junior, has started all 3 years, and he's going to be an anchor on this offense as he takes the carry around the left side. Strong gain will get him close to midfield.
Yeah, Owens, I think coming into this game, just 5 rushes for 75 yards. At least that's what they had on the website, GCL website. And the first 2 plays, they're getting the ball to their playmaker. And they're going to let him see what he can do, move the ball downfield, and he's done a good job through the first 2 plays.
2nd down and 3 upcoming for Luke Chandler and his Eagles. And he will throw once more, this time close to the sticks. Making the catch is J.P. Peltier.
I wonder if that's an RPO there from CJ early on, because it looks like his eyes are, fixed on that wide receiver from the get-go, and the running back's taking his time to get to the quarterback, almost looking like he's letting him read the play, and then he'll hand it off if nothing's there.
Chandler with Josiah Payne in the backfield, and that's going to be a false start. You could see that one a mile away as John Castingway fell back.
Yeah, defensive line just getting a little antsy. And they're giving CJ room to open up the playbook here on 1st and 5 on the 46.
Nicely done. Castingway sell that one and make sure that the referees noticed. Give 1st and 5 for Chaminade. Fumble in the backfield and recovered by Badin.
Yeah, you ask any coach in the United States of America what the key to winning ball games is, and that's taking care of the football, not giving the other team more possessions, especially a team with an offense like Badin. You gotta hold on to the ball. You can't fumble the ball on your first drive, especially when you're moving the ball as easily as you are.
Big man on the D-line, Jaden Carter, coming in to recover that fumble. Here on senior night for Badin, the senior stands tall and gets the first possession for Badin. From the 45-yard line, Landon Viderek in the shotgun. Handoff, Dallas Rawlings up the middle. He'll gain about 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, Landon Viderek has not the only guy that has come into this offense with big shoes to fill. Dallas Rawlings is another one, replacing Alex DeLong, who set the single-season record in rushing yards a year ago. But Rawlings has done a fairly good job to start this season.
2 receivers split to the right, 2 to the left for Badin. As Lucas Moore is in motion, and he will take it on the sweep around the left side, but that one is sniffed out quickly by Chaminade Julienne. Jeremiah Tanksley coming in to make the tackle.
It's a good job by the edge there on Chaminade, not letting Moore get around the outside. Moore, he's a sophomore who has shown a good amount of potential here early on in the season. It's not often that a sophomore gets that many chances to be a playmaker on a Badin team.
Viderek back to pass. Frederick pursuing. He'll get it off to Moore, and Moore headed for the sticks. He'll have enough for the first.
So this Viderek-Moore connection has proved fruitful early on in the season, and it shows just why. Viderek, a fantastic athlete, as is Moore.
Coming into this game, had already produced 242 yards between the two of them, and that's a connection that we will see grow as the season goes on. But he's not the only sophomore Moore out there on the field. Also got Braden Moore, number 11. 2 Moores out on the field, and both of them doing great things early for Baden. Rawlings loses his footing and stumbles forward. Almost looked like he bobbled the ball a little bit, but able to fall back on it.
He did lose the ball, but I think it was after his knee hit the ground. The ref saw that clear as day, and nothing to talk about right there.
I'll call that 2nd down and 8 for the Rams on the move here early. 8:40 to play in this first quarter. Rams with possession after a fumble by Chaminade Julien going the other way. Again, 2 receivers to the left, 2 right. Viderek this time looking for Braden Moore, and it's just beyond his intended target.
Viderek's pass right on target. Beautiful ball there. 2 more. Just went straight through the hands of the wide receiver.
Bring up another 3rd down and long situation for the Rams early. Converted the first. We'll see what they do here at the second opportunity from the 39-yard line of the Eagles. Viderek rolling out to his left. Frederick's pursuing him from behind, and he will get in there for the sack.
What about the speed of Fredericks? You know, trailing Viderek, who all I've heard about for 2 weeks now is how good of an athlete he is, and he truly is that good of an athlete. But Fredericks coming up from the tail and just bringing him down. And you're going to force him to punt.
Nice defensive effort there by Frederick. Will lead to the punt, and back to return it.
Punting situation for
Looks
the
like
Rams.
it will be Keon Owens, unless. Now, this is something that you'll see a little bit of here tonight.
Landon Viderek
Viderek is the punter as well as the quarterback. Allows them to do a whole lot of different things and see if they can change things up and get a favorable matchup. Punt downfield will bounce into the end zone, and Chaminade will have it at their own 20.
Yeah, Baden had a man down there. I think that was one of the Schweinefuss brothers that just couldn't see the ball out in the air. He had a chance to get to the ball on time and pin him, and they just got the unfavorable bounce as it goes into the end zone. But that turnover by CJ, their defense comes through and gets the ball back for them.
So the second time out for the junior signal caller, Luke Chandler, as well as the Chaminade Julien Eagles. From the 20, Chandler hits Owens for a short gain. We'll get out to about the 25-yard line, set up 2nd down.
Yeah, CJ continuously just going and spreading out the field as much as they can, at least here early on. And like I said, just continually getting the ball in their playmakers' hands and seeing if you could shake off a defender and make a big break for it.
Referees finally get things set up, as Chaminade has Owens off to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Handoff will go up the middle, and we'll make a short gain there. Will Walter Sledge.
Yeah, and that's the game plan for CJ. Like I mentioned, I would have liked them to move it up the middle to begin with, then spread it out. They're doing kind of the complete opposite. They're going to make you go on the outside, guard the perimeter first, and they're going to open up that box for the run play. But a good job by Baden getting them down before the first down.
Keep your eye out in the backfield. David Frederick in there at tailback. made the sack to end that last possession, and he bursts through and nearly escapes a second time, but he will pick up the first down there to keep the Eagles moving.
Frederick we saw his speed on the defensive play. Now we just saw his power on the 3rd and short. And what tremendous power is, just off the eye, that's got to be an imposing guy to bring down.
Frederick stands in there at 5'9", but he does have 180 pounds of pure muscle packed on him. Chandler throwing, hits Owens over the middle, and he might be gone. Foot race to the end zone, touchdown, Chaminade Julienne.
Like I said, I've been saying it for the first 2 drives. Get the ball in your playmaker's hands and see if he can break one out. Well, Owens did just that. If they've ran 10 plays, 8 of them have gone to Owens, and finally it's paid dividends.
61 yards on the catch and run as Keon Owens opens the scoring for the Eagles.
This is an offense that hasn't done too much through the first 2 games in CJ, but they've got enough talent to break off the big one.
Chad Baird, the extra point, up and good. So drawing first blood, Chaminade Julienne on the board here early out in Trenton. Eagles up 7-0.
Financial Credit Union is proud to partner with our local schools. Our student banking options empower our kids with the tools they need to be successful, responsible consumers. Plus, we have free checking and auto and home loans for parents too. Our group is local and member-owned and honored to be a part of your community. Learn more at ourgroup.org. Have a finicky furnace or a wavering water heater? Call Bartell's Heating and Cooling today at 513-867-8629 for your early bird fall furnace tune-up special for just $89. Bartell's will do it right. Visit us at bartellsheatingandcooling.com. Bartell's Heating and Cooling for a comfortable.
Number 11.
Back out here at the home of the Edgewood Cougars. Baden playing a home game and down here early to visiting Chaminade Julienne in a 7-0 hole after a 61-yard touchdown pass. Luke Chandler to Keon Owens. Nathaniel Hipsley and Reed Mouse out here on the call for you as we've got the kickoff coming underway. Three different men back for Baden as Max Lauer will take it up to the 25, 30, and hits close to about the 35-yard line, which is where Baden will set up shop.
Yeah, Baden with a big possession here. You know, looking back at last year, looking this year, it's really been they've got up early, they've got up big early. Now the question comes, you know, you take an early hit first on in the first quarter. How can you answer back? What can they do here to get back on the board?
Well, it will more than likely fall on the shoulders of Landon Vitorek. Has seen some great things out of the first couple of varsity starts from the quarterback so far, as that will be Walsh up the middle. Jack Walsh close to the first down.
Picks up about 8. Jeremiah Tanksley on the stop.
Bring up second down and 2 for the Baden Rams. Split receivers, 2 left, 2 right, as Walsh will stay in the backfield. Fake the sweep to Moore, and Walsh extends forward for the first.
He had more than enough. The extension had to worry some Baden fans as he got a little loose with the handle there, but he got down, got the first down.
No, he was purely in control. Just wanted to show off that bicep.
David Frederick Jr. on the stop.
Bring up first down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Viderek with the look to the sidelines. They've got the call in now. Out of the shotgun, Braden Moore in motion. They're going to hit him with the bubble screen, and that one read beautifully. Once again, Tanksley making the stop. Tackle for a loss of about 6 yards on that play.
Yeah, that's Tanksley, and that's what you learn in the week leading up to this game. That's the key you see. You see him going in motion. They said, hey, something's a little hanky here. Tanksley coming on out, sniffing that play out from the get-go and getting the huge loss for this Badin offense.
2nd down and 15. Walsh will split out to the right, so empty backfield to work with. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers right, and 3 to the left. This time the quick screen to Lucas Moore, going back the other way, coughs it up, but out of bounds, and he'll get close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, almost mirroring the exact play that they just ran just to the open side of the field once again. And it worked. I mean, they're going to have 3rd and long still, but they got a little 7-yard gain and making this first down a reality. Don't be surprised if you see another play, 2 more right here, as he lines up on the wide side of the field.
Viderek rolling right and fires complete to Moore. It's going to be close to that first down marker, but maybe just shy.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Yordi goes with here. Like I said, they're getting the ball to their playmakers just like CJ is. They're going to have looks like they're going to see if this is a first down now. It's going to be awfully close. But a beautiful job there on the flood play, getting it out downfield, 2 more.
The signal is being made, looks like, to bring the chains over.
So we have to march the chains all the way across the field. That's not what the chain gang signed up for.
No, it is not.
So we didn't know how we'd be running gassers today.
Tonight's broadcast will be sponsored by All Hustle. Are you in the market for team uniforms, spirit wear, or apparel for your business or special event? All Hustle would like to help. They specialize in custom design for most youth and adult sports. All Hustle will also help you with custom masks and neck gaiters if you are in need. Give All Hustle a call at 484-4444. That's 484-4444. Speaking of 4s, 4th down upcoming here, and it is going to be 4th and inches for the Badin Rams. And as you mentioned before, decision time for Coach Yordi.
I can almost guarantee they're going to go for it on 4th and very short. The question is, what are they going to run? They're going to let Viderek get the ball out to Moore. They're going to let Dallas Rawlings or Walsh run it up the chute.
I understand that this is just short, but that is about the shortest just short I have ever seen in my life. There is perhaps a millimeter of daylight between nose of football and chain.
Yeah, so it makes the play call even easier then, right?
Absolutely. If I'm Coach Yordi in this one, I just bring in the biggest guy I can possibly find on your sideline and have him just whale dive over the top. Instead, Viderek with the keeper will have plenty more than that out to the 35-yard line.
Beautiful job by Badin. You can tell that that's something that they've worked on in practice. You know, slow getting up to the line. They know they're going to QB sneak it. But the second that Viderek put his hands right beneath Connor Young, ball was snapped 5 yards downfield.
First and 10 now from the 35-yard line. Rams knocking on the door. Braden Moore around the left side will have the first, still on his feet, and he's going to fall just about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Braden Moore had to hang on for that ball. They did a ghost screen downfield on the out route, getting them the first down, but a good job by CJ secondary trying to rip the ball out of him, an even better job by Braden Moore holding on to it. You can see it almost looked like he bobbled it as he was being stood up.
They'll give forward progress as far as the 21-yard line. Rams knocking on the door of the end zone. Two receivers split out right for Viderek, and Rawlings gets the call up the middle. He's got some room, and he will fall forward. 1st and goal for Badin.
Yeah, that hole was wide open for Dallas Rawlings as he gets them near the goal line, just 6 yards out from the end zone.
3 straight plays, 3 first downs for this Badin offense. And now 1st and goal from what looks to be about the 6-yard line. Viderek. Hand off Rawlings, spins out of first contact, and he won't escape the second. Be stacked up at the 5.
They're going to give him 2 yards on the carry. It looks like they're going to call a timeout because someone lost their helmet. That means he's going to have to get out of the game. But CJ's line got the push-off this snap, but they couldn't wrap up Dallas Rawlings. He was hidden behind the offensive lineman. He spins right on out and gets a nice little nifty little 2-yard gain.
Looks like it was Rawlings whose helmet came off, so Jack Walsh will come into the game. And he will be in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left. Walsh gets the call, dives in for the touchdown.
Yeah, they bunched up the left side of that line, and this is where it gets tricky for Badin. And when they get near the end zone, they like to wide you out, spread you out, but all of a sudden they need extra blockers on the line, and they overload that left side, give just enough daylight for Walsh, and Walsh working downhill with a downward lean and getting into the end zone.
Schweinefus holding for Schweinefus, and Schweinefus knocks it up and through. We are even at 7 apiece out in Trenton. You're watching Saturday Night Football here on Chatterbox Live.
If you're trying to choose between crispy or sizzling, remember, the or is optional.
Bundle 6-piece Chicken McNuggets or a double cheeseburger with small fries for just $3.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back to Trenton. Badin Rams hosting the Chaminade Julienne Eagles here on Chatterbox Live. We are even at a touchdown apiece, scored in different fashions, but it doesn't matter how you get the points as long as you get them. Squib kick up the middle here, and a decent return forward past the 45-yard line for Badin.
Yeah, surprising call to go to the squib kick there. Guess just trying to keep it out of the returners for CJ.
Keon Owens certainly dangerous for the Eagles, so instead Carson Swisher will take a crack at it, and he's able to rumble ahead for a nice little return. 1st and 10 for Chaminade from the 45-yard line.
CJ at the 45.
Three receivers left after the motion by Owens. Owens will take it, cross midfield, but this one looks like it may be coming back. Penalty marker on the field.
Yeah, there's going to be a holding call on the whiteout. Didn't catch the number there, but it's that same bubble screen that Badin elected to use last drive, and it's going to cost him 10 yards on the screen.
1:45 to play in this first quarter, as Chaminade Julienne has their third possession. First ended in a fumble, and then the second, 61-yarder from Luke Chandler to Keon Owens. And now here they are for the third time tonight, as they've got 1st and about 17. Two receivers right, one left. High snap over the head of Chandler and is able to fall on it back at the 20.
Yeah, second bad snap between the center and Chandler. It's going to cost him even more after the holding penalty. It's going to be second in quite a long ways. So they're really going to have to open up that playbook, see if they got anything downfield or maybe a screen here on second down. And one thing to mention here about this Badin defense is that they are without a crucial part of the secondary, and Andrew Hegeman. He's on the sideline in a sling tonight. He had a fantastic game in week 1.
He's able to add on an interception in week 2 as well. He will be dearly missed out there tonight. Chandler going to take off and slide past the 25. Gets a little bit of room back, but it's still quite a distance for Chaminade here on third down.
Yeah, not what you needed on second and 34. I guess it's third and 34 now. You need to move the ball downfield and in a hurry. So it's going to be third and 28.
After the pickup of 6, that's still quite a ways to go. I don't know if you're Chaminade, if you're willing to dig into your bag of tricks this early into the game to try and pick up this one. Imagine you're playing this one safe. Going to motion Peltier to the other side. And a whistle before the snap.
And it's going to be a delay of game call. Shooting themselves in the foot here on their third possession.
Multiple times here as penalty for the first play of this drive, penalty for a second time there, as well as the high snap. So a lot of miscues here, third time out for the Eagles here tonight. Chandler back to pass, and he had a lineman in his face. Owens is tackled by Walsh.
Yeah.
Got his hand around the ankle and hung on for dear life until the rest of the Rams were able to stampede over and make the tackle.
Yeah, that was a midline screen for Owens. Just trying to open up the field as much as they can and get the ball to him. Good job by Walsh wrapping him up, because if he could break that tackle from Walsh, who would have known how far he would have went?
It was impressive by Chandler to be able to get the ball out in the first place. He had Logan New up in his